And hello, I'll be back. Welcome to the webinar, everybody. Happy morning to you. Happy Tuesday. It's the return of the Traders Podcast today. You'll get an email about this later on in the day. Jason Piles, the producer, is back. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I'll provide a link near the recording of this video on YouTube, Facebook, and in your email. All right, what do we do when our trades go bad? I get a lot of questions about this, and they're great questions, and that's why I'm going to ignore them. That's not true. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to talk about it right now. Let's say that you're running a robot, and let's say that that robot is named the Finch, and let's say that that robot keeps losing trades open. They're small ones, so it's not that big of a deal, and no one's going to lose all their account and blah, blah, blah. But let's just say that you're running a robot, and it's called the Finch, and it keeps losing trades open, and you have some small losses that are running in your account. Or let's say that you break the rules and you start trading with a really large trade size, and all of a sudden you have a lot of open losing trades. What do you do? What are the options that someone has available to them when things go wrong, when trades go bad? Well, let's talk about what options we have available. First option is close everything. And this is another way of saying give up. It is that bad. So let's say that everything is so bad you can't think straight, you can't sleep at night, your account is drawn down 70, 80%, and you feel like closing everything and giving up. Okay, that's an option. That's definitely an option. And I don't think that it's a good option when your trades are down like 80%, because at that point you've made so many mistakes that you might as well leave it open and see if some of it can come back. But let's say that you're down like 10% and you feel horrible and you just want to close it out and you want to start over and you want to start using a stop loss, or you want to, I don't know, whatever it is. Well, that makes a little bit more sense. I mean, 10% you can get back. And this is only if you can't think straight and if you can't think about anything else and if you're just so concerned you can't stand it. Here's another option. Do nothing. Let the system work it out. This is what I do most of the time. Most of the time I do nothing. Most of the time my Finch robot, if I leave it alone and let it work out its trades, it will eventually come back. And I'm going to give you an example of this, and then we're going to return to the slides. Currently I'm holding Finch-related trades on the US dollar Japanese yen. Excuse me, the euro Japanese yen. And I broke the rules and I traded this currency pair, even though I tell people all the time, don't trade this currency pair. And my trades opened up way down here. Down in the hole. They opened up way down here. Like there's like two trades way down in the 121s, 124s, or something like that. And this currency pair has to fall a long way. Well, this doesn't really matter. Right now, my account is down like 5% on those trades, and I don't really care. And so what am I going to do? Like I said just a minute ago, I am going to do nothing and let the system work itself out. Why? Because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. Just because it's negative doesn't mean I have to do something about it. Not every problem requires an immediate panicked solution. And I'm just not going to worry about it. I don't have 10 of these bad trades open at the same time. I generally don't trade the Japanese yen. I don't really have to worry about this. And I'm not going to spend a lot of my time being anxious and concerned and driving myself crazy about this. I'm just going to let it work itself out. And it might take until next March. And I don't care. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not a big, nasty, horrible problem. The next solution that someone could take advantage of is you could take a trade. Get involved, make money, wash trades. Here's what I think that means. We'll go back to the charts. And we'll go back to the charts. And coming in at number 5 is the euro yen, everybody. Okay, this is the euro yen once again. Now, I could on a break of a trend line on the euro yen. Let's say it breaks through this trend line and starts heading lower. Let's say it does that. I could add another sell trade on the break of this trend line, or if it breaks it, retests it, and then comes down. I can add another trade, trade number 3, let's call it. And trade number 3 could be slightly larger than trades number 1 and 2. And I could sell the euro yen. And when everything gets to break even, maybe at 127, I close everything out and just say, goodbye. And I can just say, you stink. I'm done with you. Close everything. However, I could also do this. I could also trade the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, which I think I have some open trades on right now because I'm running the robot to trade it. And I did trade the break of this trend line. And it did drop to the next area of support quite perfectly. And it's probably going to drop to the next area of support here. Now, I don't have any other trades open on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. I just opened a sell trade right here. And I want to take profit right here. And then I'm going to end up with some ka-ching, ka-ching. Now, I'm going to take that money and I am going to wash my trades. What does that mean? Washing trades means to spend the money made on one trade that was profitable to close trades out on other currency pairs or financial instruments that were unprofitable. So I could use the profits from the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Take those profits and spend them to pay off and close out trades on the euro yen. Or, I'm about to do this sometime today, I'm going to take a trade on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Why? Because we are bearish divergent and we're looking at quintuple overbought on the RSI. This red line on the chart right here refers to 5 time frames overbought simultaneously. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. I love it. It's delicious. It's delicious and beautiful. And I'm going to love it forever. And it will be my squishy. All right? Does that sound like a plan? Does everybody here in the live webinar, does that make sense? So I'm balancing out my trading by taking some of the profit from wins and spending it on losers. This is why I never run my robot with like 30 pairs. Because if I run it with 30 pairs, I don't have any currency pairs to use as my get out of jail, wash out some trades pairs. I generally do not trade the Japanese yen at all unless I want to take a big trend trade like this. It's a turnaround trade. And I want to take this trade and I want to make some money so I can spend it on other currency pairs. So this is what I do when things get a little bit rough. But I want to go back to the screen over here. And I want to just say a few words in honor of doing nothing. Sometimes doing nothing is the best idea because sometimes when we do something, we do too much of it. Sometimes we say, oh, I'm going to get involved and I'm going to take some extra trades. And then we wake up and there's pizza boxes all over the floor and an empty whiskey bottle by the bed and our underwear is hanging from a chandelier. And we realize we were just going to take one little trade to help out our trades and everything got messed up. Sometimes I choose to do nothing because I'm really good at it and because the system is designed that eventually most of these trades just come back. Most of them. Some of them take like 4 years to come back, and I ain't got no time for that. So sometimes I do want to get involved. But it's not a good idea to run like 30 currency pairs. It's not a good idea to use a large trade size. It's not a good idea to get over-involved in all of my trades. It's really important to remember that sometimes you just let the system work itself out. Let's say that you're trading a regular trading system with a stop. I'll go back to the charts and we'll take a look at the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Let's say that you trade a regular system that says sell here, sell here, sell here, sell here, sell here, and all of these stopped out at losses. And you want to throw your computer out the window and you want to chop your head off. And you're like, I'm never trading again. Trading stinks. My system blows. This is the worst day of my life. My dog left me, and my favorite chair broke a leg, and the light bulb hanging in my hallway burned out, and I ain't got no friends, and my whole life was falling apart. Please just come kill me now. And that's what you're wallowing around in your own sorrow. And what most traders will do in this situation is they will do a lot of bad they will do a lot of bad stuff. They will change their system. They will alter the way they take their trades. They will dump the old system that was working and try something new. They'll move to a longer term chart. They'll trade a financial instrument they've never really looked at before. And all kinds of other bad shiz. Well, I'm here to tell you, sometimes when you go through a losing streak of stop outs, the best thing to do, even if you've stopped out a whole bunch, is still take that final trade. Because maybe you stop out 6 times in a row, and maybe ordinarily you only stop out 3 times in a row at the most. Maybe you stop out 16 times in a row, but you stay true to your system. As long as your trade size is small, you're going to be a happy camper. You're not going to have to worry about 16 stop outs in a row. I don't know how many times I've met a trader who was doing well, got into a losing streak of trades, or got into a drawdown that really wasn't that meaningful, and then they just fell apart, like they shattered like glass. They flew into orbit and they got upset. And what they forgot is that every trading system will go through a difficult period. And you have choices. You can do nothing. You can add a third trade if you want. You can close everything out. But you are always responsible for what happens, and you are always in control of your own account. So I'm here today to tell you, these are the options that we all have when dealing with bad trades. Well, what's the number at which you should get involved? I don't know. I want you to consider that no one has all the answers for you, and the best answer is, how do I feel? Am I losing sleep? Am I able to deal with real life? If you are unable to deal with real life because your trades are bad, you need to close everything or do nothing or take another trade, make some money, and wash out the bad trades. But only really when you're feeling that pressure. And sometimes you can do a combination of these things. You can close a little bit of your bad trades, then do nothing with some others, and then take one small extra trade. And these 3 solutions work for just about every situation I've ever been in. Nowhere in here do I recommend that you change your trading system simply because it went through a bad period of time. You don't get a divorce because someone forgot to take out the trash, and you don't drop your dog off on the side of the street just because it peed on the carpet one time. And you don't get rid of your trading system just because it caused you some anxiety. Welcome to trading, and grow up. Trading is going to be nerve-wracking, and all trading systems are going to fail, and everybody's going to have a problem, and we're all in the same boat. So instead of freaking out, take responsibility, close something or everything, or do nothing and let it work out, or take another trade, make some money, and wash out the bad ones. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.